Hey guys, I have been asked to do Jack the Ripper. Wasn't too keen to do this one and going into this energy, but it's been in my head for the last few days, and usually if something hovers around and they want to be read for. And I am in Sweden next to a wood right now, solo. Yeah, doesn't make me feel that great. But I do feel the energy is around, as in they're around. So the first thing I picked up, very, very wealthy, well-dressed, I hear meticulous. This sounds really weird, guys. Oh God, this sounds actually really grim. I don't know if I should be tuning into this energy. I'm seeing a knife and fork like when you actually eat. And they were even meticulous by the way they would eat and cut things. Now, I don't think the energy is coming through to say this as a joke or to make it really sick in that respect. I feel it's more, they were always meticulous. They were meticulous about even, oh God, I can't believe I'm going to say this. Even things like cutting chicken, I'm seeing, it was meticulous. It wasn't to do with the bodies as such. They're not trying to relate the chicken to the bodies or the cutting to the bodies at all. It was more the mindset that they had. Pedantic. Hold on a minute, guys. I'm trying to work out what word they're trying to come out with here. Pedantic. Someone who's too concerned with accuracy and formality. So again, that's coming through. And I feel they were watched as well. So they definitely had a really high-end upbringing. I do feel, do you know what? When I tuned into this a few days ago, I did hear royal court. So I do feel they had connections to royalty here. But it was almost like, I even see them as a younger child pushing a chair in. And everything had to be done in a certain way. You're being seen and you're representing your family and your clan. No idea if there's a Scottish link with this person, by the way, in their family somewhere, but I hear the word clan and I just thought that meant family, as you know, but I am picking up Scotland, so there's almost like a Scottish link here too. But I think they're trying to get across every part of their life was very watched over and they had to do things in a specific way until it almost became an obsession. Okay, so they were pedantic, they were so, I'm trying to think of the words, guys. It's hard to try and get the words out, the way they're trying to explain it. But I did hear the word, to let you know, I did hear the word disease. So I do feel their upbringing has led to them. I hear mental decline here. So it has led to them. Oh my God. Do you know what? I have not even pulled any cards yet. And I just heard something that's really messed up as well. Killing was the only thing I could do successfully. Oh my God. How do you respond to that? They're very matter of fact, by the way. The energy is very matter of fact. It's not, it's just very matter of fact. This is how it is. There's no emotion there at all. There's just no emotion there. I mean, would you say sociopath? There's just no emotion when they speak, we're talking. It's just very matter of fact. Okay, just to get that across. And it's almost like they didn't feel they were the best in their career because they did have surgical experience. Obviously, they did come from a family of I'm hearing doctors, but I'm also hearing doctorates, as in very high influential people in society that were highly educated, and they didn't match. And it's almost like they would unleash this anger on other people because they couldn't unleash it in their house. It just wasn't the thing to do. I'm on about more childhood now, guys, as well, growing up. It's like this massive release. And I do feel animals were used as well in the early days, cats and stuff. And it's almost like this built up aggression and it's being released on humanity, basically. And again, okay, back off a little bit, please. Oh, God. Again, everything coming through here is very matter of fact. You know what? I don't even know if we need tarot cards in this reading, to be honest, guys. The information is just coming through. Why them? I want to know why them. Why them? Oh my God. I don't even think we need cards because all this information is flooding through. When I asked why them, why the women, straight away I heard the dregs of society. The dregs of society. And a cleansing. So the dregs of society and a cleansing. But I feel a lot of this energy and a lot of the hatred is coming from the hatred he felt from people around him growing up, and the way he's expressed that is in the worst possible way, which was, you know, how that ended, obviously. But extremely high society. I do feel he's been in, again, I keep hearing royal court. He has been in the royal court. And do you know what they're just showing me now? Honestly, guys, what they're just showing me is, this is nuts. Have you seen the film American Psycho? I'm getting an image of the film American Psycho, is in somebody that on the surface seemed that they had it all together. They were very, I don't know if you've seen American Psycho, but there's a bit where he has a business card and he's really proud of it. And then the guy next to him, a newcomer, has a card that's better than his. And the rage in this guy in American Psycho, but he keeps it in and it's all under the surface, and you would never know. You would never know. You would never know in a million years. So that's how he felt. It's almost like he literally went around like that, like Christian Bale in American Psycho. Okay, I don't know why we're using the cards. I should have asked you guys to give me some questions then. Okay, I do have one. Was there regrets? Was there regrets? I mean, how can you not have regrets? How can you not have regret for that? Was there any regrets after all this? Oh no. Oh God. I'm not sure how long I'm going to do this reading for, guys, because it's getting darker by the minute. I did hear killing for sport, but I have money involved here. I have the ending card, the Ten of Swords, which is the death card, okay? I have working hard for the money as well. And it's almost like I do feel there was somebody else in on it. It was a very dark part of society. You've always had these cults and groups going on. I'm not going to mention it now on YouTube because I do not want to draw that energy in. But guys, just educate yourself. I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about by certain cults and rituals and people in society. But I do feel there was a link to that as well in the very wealthy. I just heard to get their kicks. So to get their kicks to do the most extreme things possible. And I do feel there was some kind of money or bet involved here as well. And I'm hearing working together, and my cover. This is insane. I'm actually getting goosebumps now. Oh my God. Guys, I really apologise. I'm back and forth on this reading because it's just very intense. I'm actually getting two people in a cloak. So when he would flee a crime scene, there would be somebody else that knew what he was getting up to that would also be dressed in a similar clothing that would run away as well. It's almost like trying to distract people so they couldn't really pinpoint the crime or the time or anything like that. But I do feel there was another person. I'm hearing backup. He had backup. He had somebody for the backup. Now, I can't remember this, guys, because I haven't looked into it, but I do think years and years ago, didn't they say at one point they thought there were two people that was doing this? I don't think it was two people doing this, but I feel he had somebody that was involved. High jinks, what does that mean? High kicks. Somebody else that was involved that was very, very wealthy as well, that wanted to be involved in it, but didn't have the balls to go through with it all. So as he would get the job done, I'm hearing get the job done. And again, I hear cleanse. Okay, cleanse. He would get the job done. This other person was also involved in him. And this other person came from a very wealthy family, too much money to know what to do with, a sense of boredom. And I hear sadism as well. So it's just sadistic. Again, I'm getting given money. Do you know what? In a million years, I did not feel he would have been paid to do this. But I'm hearing sport, blood sport. I'm seeing people hunting foxes like a group. I'm hearing blood sport. And again, I'm getting the money card. People giving him money. Somebody giving him money involved in this. And again, I hear cleanse. So we probably are going to have to do a part 2. But I'm going to finish up soon. I should have asked you guys questions for this one. This is a spur of the moment thing. But I will say to you guys, I'm getting goosebumps all over now. I think they want to continue with the reading. So do me a favour, guys. Write in the comments any questions you have and we will do a part 2. But there's no emotion on their part. All I can think of is American Psycho, completely blank face. Contractual as well. Okay, I'm hearing the word contracts. I'm just going to ask it, right? Is this got to do with the soul contracts they had? Both. Straight away I had both. So I was going to ask them, is it to do with the soul contracts they had? Okay. Or is it to do with a contract they had to kill people? And he said both. So the people that passed, they were destined to pass in that way. The slums. So it's almost like if you ever have anything in society that's extremely horrific that happens. I know there's been a lot of, I don't really want to bring this into the subject, guys, but I'm going to because I live in London as a woman. I've had some situations myself. But it's almost like if these things didn't happen, then it wouldn't raise any public awareness of what women go through, for example, misogyny and things along those lines. So I do feel those women that were murdered did pass to raise awareness of how people live, because I hear slums and awareness. I keep hearing the dregs of society. It wasn't the type of thing that would be in the paper back then, okay? It's almost like to raise awareness, and people, I'm hearing heartache for the women as well. I'm feeling it in my heart, and I'm feeling shivers all over my body, that before nobody would actually give an absolute crap about these women. They've got it coming to them, they're prostitutes. That's what I'm hearing in my head. They've got it coming to them. But it opened up people's hearts to them as women, as mothers, and it told their story. So they did have it, and I'm getting covered in goosebumps here, and I think one of the women is here as well. I keep hearing a link to Molly. No idea about Molly. I'll have to look into Molly after. Sorry if this is her name. But I'm hearing raising awareness, women's rights, how people actually lived in the slums. So it's a twofold thing. And he was the perfect person to be involved in this whole thing, because like I said, there's like no emotion there at all. It's like a wall. It's the kind of person, I'm seeing a puppet on a string, like where you can look at them and they can laugh, but there's complete lack of emotion behind that laughter and that smile and the eyes. There's just nothing there. There's nothing there. Molly. I'm going to have to look into this after. But that's what I've got so far. Completely unexpected, some of this information. Write what you want to know in the comments, guys, and I will do a part 2 for sure, because it's just blowing me away right now and it's quite intense energy. So love you all, okay? Love you all, and I will do part 2 very shortly. Right, guys, I'm going to add a bit on because something really threw me. I wonder if the rich person, the wealthy person, someone is paying, a link to paying this guy to do this. So what I want to know is, the wealthy person I'm picking up, is it more to do with that they wanted to do things like this and they know they couldn't because they were in high society and it would be frowned upon, obviously. So they paid someone else to do it for them, which would have been Jack the Ripper. So let's just have a look quickly, Jack the Ripper. Okay, first of all, let's just see Jack the Ripper cards, because we did have somebody paying him. Money involved here. And why would you do that if you already had loads of money, if you were really wealthy? So let's just see, Jack the Ripper, did you grow up in poverty or riches? Did you grow up in poverty or riches? Did you grow up in poverty or riches? Jack, 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 energy. Poverty or riches, Jack. Just trying to have a look at these cards, guys, and see how this is playing out, because currently there's nothing here at all with money, apart from somebody offering him a job, and it would be a dream come true because the money it would involve. That's what's coming through here. A job from a wealthy guy, a job from a wealthy man, linked to a very wealthy man, King of Pentacles, somebody dressed in the finest clothes, somebody that's very stable. Usually these guys are very good businessmen. They have lots of investments, for example. And I'm wondering now, Jack has shown up as the King of Wands, which means somebody that's more creative and charming, a good talker. I hear to even get close to these women, he had to be charming and a good talker. So I do wonder here, this is actually getting more interesting now, if somebody was actually paying him to do this. I can't believe I'm saying, I didn't even think this could even be possible. I know it might sound naive, but looking for a way out of his life. And this guy didn't want anything to do with it. The interesting thing that's coming through now is, I do reckon the wealthy guy that was involved in this, the person he married to is showing as the Queen of Swords, somebody that was, oh my God, oh wow, 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 wow. Oh my God. It's the words, let me just get the words here. I'm classic for hearing these words. Yeah, emasculated. His wife made this very wealthy guy feel emasculated, okay? She wore the trousers. She talked down to him in public. I feel in a way people would laugh at him because of the way she treated him. So it's almost like he couldn't do the work himself. Six of Swords means, I'm seeing that, rub my hands clean a bit, like that. Couldn't do anything like that. But it's almost like he's taken his anger and hate out on other. He wants to do damage to women, but because of where he was in life and who he was, it would never be possible he could do it in that way. So I am wondering if actually Jack came from a poorer childhood, okay? And it was actually literally being paid to do this, almost like a job. Almost like a job. I'm serious. Almost like a job. This is insane. This is insane. Because again, everything we're seeing about his wife and who he is extreme wealth, dressed in the finest clothes and riches. This is a really, really super wealthy guy. Super wealthy guy here. Death, the death card again, complete endings. And I feel it's to do with something, the way he was treated by this woman. And it's almost like releasing this hatred, but he couldn't release it because of who he was. So he actually got somebody to do it for him. I know that sounds messed up, because I kept hearing blood sports as well. I kept hearing blood sports again and again and again. So I still feel, the first cards that came up, which were really unexpected for me, was that Jack the Ripper was being paid by somebody. Jack the Ripper is being paid by somebody. And again, I keep seeing rub your hands clean, like this. I can't do it myself, but I still feel he was involved, but he wasn't doing the killing. He'd want to be around there. I even feel this wealthy guy would be linked to the crime scenes, as in he would have been one of them watching when they're found. As in he'd want to be around it and hear the buzz, knowing he had something to do with it, but his hands were clean. I keep hearing his hands are clean. And I do hear the word pauper. Pauper, pauper, pauper. I'm hearing the word pauper, and I'm actually hearing that for more Jack's side of things, Jack the Ripper side of things. So it looks like, and this guy, remember I said the guy cutting chicken? I thought it was Jack the Ripper. I honestly think it's this really wealthy guy. The chicken thing was so messed up. It's like a Christian Bale kind of character, this really wealthy, successful character cutting chicken. And it's almost like he wanted to do that himself, but he knew he couldn't. So it's almost like he paid somebody for blood sports to do it for him. Right, I'm leaving it there for now, guys. This is just blowing my mind. This is not what I expected at all from this reading. I just assumed Jack the Ripper was a surgeon. It's always thought he was a surgeon. This is just crazy. But all I can hear is blood sport, being paid to do it. Blood sport, blood sport, blood sport. Why did Jack agree to do it? Why would Jack agree to do it? Why would Jack be able to do it? Somebody good with a knife. Somebody good with a knife. So he knew somebody was good with a knife. Have you ever heard it where it's actually quite common? It's almost like the same as you have like the mafia, for example, hitmen and recruiting. And they recruit somebody because they've heard some things about them. They're very dodgy. They're very good with a gun. They're not scared of violence. They've done things like that before. I'm hearing with Jack, it was good with a knife. So if he did have some experience as a butcher, for example, or something along those lines, he would, I don't want to go into gory details, but he would have to have something there. He'd have to have something there. But I hear good with a knife, and word got around, and I feel that's why he was chosen and spoken to. And I'm actually seeing a carriage, right? Didn't they say Jack the Ripper was in a carriage? A black carriage was seen. I actually think the black carriage was the wealthy guy that would be paying the money to somebody like Jack. And the devil card is coming up as temptation. So when you have this black carriage, I think I saw it in a film years ago, it wasn't actually Jack the Ripper in the Black Carriage. It's this wealthy guy going to have meetings with Jack, saying what he wants to be done. Okay, saying what he wants to be done. And for me, the devil is the temptation of doing it. And it's almost like this choice with Jack as well, using his higher intuition to get away from the devil in the middle, to know that he shouldn't be doing this. Using his intuition, and the Hanged Man, which is just like letting it go and going ahead. And obviously the Hanged Man can also be in you being hung and the risks. He actually saw, this is insane. This is insane. Rather than use his intuition and step away from this, I actually feel he saw more stability in taking the risk and the money. We're having the Hangman, knowing you can die from this if you get caught, but it offers more stability when it comes to financial money. And he knew he had the strength to do it. This is crazy. This is crazy. And I do feel, just as a heads up, guys, when we look at the positive side, as in the feelings and how he felt when he was given this option, if he wanted to get involved and do these kind of things, the Ace of Cups means a love he had. He did have a love. Queen of Cups, somebody very caring and nurturing. But then we have the Ten of Wands, which means in the connection that Jack had in this love, it's being completely overloaded, and the Tower meaning this connection falling apart. So it's almost like Jack's anger as well worked together with this guy. It's a sense of bitterness here. And this is going to be a super long reading, so I am leaving it there because I don't even know what to think right now after getting all those cards. Oh, bye guys. I am off. I'm off now. Wow.